What's poppin', y'all? After Cenat went on an extended hiatus, really a pregnancy, for 9 months after hitting the peaks of streaming, he just vanished and said that would be his final Mafia-thon. He didn't say he would end streaming altogether. And in that time span, he did a lot of discovery. Discovered that he didn't want a girlfriend anymore. She didn't cheat on him or anything like that. He would make that known.
Was immature. I'm honest. I'm going to be honest. It was. But I want to send a direct and straightforward apology to Gigi, because she was in the innocent space and bubble, and all of these accusations that had came out, and all these goddamn narratives that came out, and everything that got goddamn drafted up was just not true. I literally don't like what I did, was because I didn't have the time to defend her online and goddamn, like defend her name online. That's why I regret it. That's why I want to say I apologize right now, because like, I don't know, to this day, there's still narratives that goddamn, she owed me goddamn $2 million, which is crazy. There was no, like, we had fell out because of personal reasons behind the scenes, and then once that goddamn happened, it was just like toxic as because she did not do anything outside of our relationship. She did not do anything like that, and I did not come forward to address that.
Some people found this mature of him and saying that he had grown. Some others, for example, academics, felt that this was unnecessary and far too late.
This is some weak. I like Kai, but this is some weak. I get it. You were scribbling in a notepad and doing your thing with Vivette, but you allowed the internet, and the reason why I'm calling it weak, you allowed the internet to attack this woman and attack other people who they thought you were the innocent person, and everybody was up your life. There's a lot of people who got drama from it. It's the reason why Youngboy has a problem with you, because you allowed Youngboy to seen as the villain when you know the current narratives that was being pushed. You saw there was some screenshots that people were saying that Youngboy tried to f your girl or did. It was then also reported that I supposedly corroborated, which was also false. Neither of those times you felt the need to just say, hey, listen, that's not true. I'm just going through a breakup. You allow this young woman to get attacked from all angles, including members of your group. That's weak. I'm sorry to say I like Kai, but that's weak. Only to go to Paris, come back about 9 months later, and then admit that everybody who took the arrows for you were innocent. Come on, bro. You could have handled that with one tweet. You could have handled that when you put up your burner page. You could have just said, man, y'all leave that girl alone, bro. How do you come back damn near a year later to try to clear someone's name who already fell on the sword for you? Here's the reality of it. Your team jumped the gun. You should apologize even more than that. Your team made that up. I told y'all this from the get-go. Y'all team made that up on Youngboy. Your team made that up on... Y'all listened to a fake page, give you fake stuff. Y'all crucified the girl. Y'all also accused YB or whatever. And there's no personal apology. YB tried to reach out.
Now, keep in mind, academics is boys with Youngboy, who was dragged into this and was, at least on the internet, seen to have been involved with Gigi, his girlfriend, but that was not the case. And academics also got personally dragged into this because the fake tweet that had surfaced said that academics reported that Youngboy had been messing with Gigi, and people know the academics' connection to Youngboy, where he's given out private information before that Youngboy wants put out into the public, and they ran with that. Cenat's team ran with that. They didn't like it. The assistant clearly didn't like his girlfriend. And then Cenat probably made an emotional decision at the time. And then the breakup happened, even though they were on like some damn near honeymoon together across all these castles in Italy and enjoying themselves. So he slimed her out and she suffered. She made a whole video explaining that she didn't do anything that the internet thought she did, but she suffered the hate already. And now you're not lifting any of the pain from her. She already suffered for it. So I think, in my personal opinion, that Cenat realized how much he put her through, and he just feels like, damn, I did her wrong with how things ended and how I played it out on the internet. So now I just want to get that off of my chest because it's been haunting me as I've changed. And that's another thing that people talk about, which is change. He took a break from 9 months from streaming to come back streaming. But in that 9 months, he learned how to sew. But he also got clowned for, number one, watching anime and making some tweets about Naruto that people just lit him up for, all those anime freaks, and also showing the hate wall that he has.
The power to embrace hate. Embracing hate, you have to find ways to weaponize it. And I used to struggle with like caring about what people thought. So I got a hate wall of all the hate that I received to motivate me even more. Embrace my flaws and find ways, to make amazing things. They don't believe until you make it cool. It is currently February 12th.
Now me, I don't want to see hate. I don't want to see hate. I don't want to see love. I don't want to see anything. I just want to live in my own world. I don't know, call it delusions. Well, I feel like with delusions of grandeur, you want to be something grand and big and recognized. So there's an element of wanting, I guess, like a positivity wall. Just keep all walls away. Keep all comments about me away from me. I don't want to hear anybody say anything about me. That's the way that I look at it. But here, people are like, yo, this guy's got a hate wall. Like, man, this guy can't even enjoy his time off. And he would also start reading, doing popcorn reading, vlogs, videos, and people felt like, yo, this guy's changing up. He's learning how to sew, the Vivette Journal, walking around Fashion Week, and still sharing that. But he would come back to doing the same exact thing. He would come out jumping around, high energy. In his first stream back, part of it was to announce Streamer University #2, but he would talk about the hate wall again.
Who may have hated on me, because honestly, I have a hate wall now. And if I see any goddamn hate in this goddamn chat, your is going to my hate wall. Yeah. Said it. Yeah. Okay. That is fact. All right. If anybody do that, gang, I'm putting you on the hate wall, bro. And I don't care no more. I don't care, gang. Jake Future with the goddamn gifteds.
And then during Streamer University, somebody that I would say has gotten hate but also fell off, saw the highest highs of streaming, the lowest lows after experiencing the highest highs, and then now the highest highs that he's ever experienced, even more than his first highs, which is Stable Ronaldo, who's a very popular and successful Fortnite player and streamer that made a kill during that time period, and then crashed to 100 to 200 viewers, and then grinded it back up to now being one of the top people on Twitch. And Cenat would talk about how he handles the hate.
I have like 300 unlisted videos.
But why don't you release them?
Because it's more for me. When I was releasing it, people were clowning me, so I said, you know what?
Yeah, but why do you care about that?
I don't care about it. I just don't think. I think I showed them a part of me, and I was like, you know what? Maybe this isn't for the world. This is for me. No?
Are you happy?
Yeah, I am. I actually am.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you deal with so much hate though? Because I feel like you
I
get
ain't lying. There's love right now.
you know how it goes. You know how it goes.
They love you. They hate
They
you.
hate to love.
Then
no.
they love you again.
No, the quote goes.
I think that's how it goes. Yeah.
You really won like 4 awards last.
Okay.
That's crazy, bro. You don't ever think about that? You don't ever look back and be like, damn? Like, I be looking back on my years and I'm like, damn.
What do you look back on?
2023.
So a lot of people will look at this like, man, Cenat seems identical to what he was previously. So what was all that for? Well, I think Cenat now knows exactly what he wants to do. Like when he quit at Mafiathon 3, and I do think ending Mafiathon at the trilogy made sense, and that was the peak hate. And he says, first they love you, then they hate you, then they love you again. And he said right now there's a lot of love. He can't lie. Well, why is there a lot of love? Because he left when the hate was about to reach its peak or get even higher. Because during Mafiathon, mid-Mafiathon, people were calling it Begathon. Oh, Kai Cenat's doing the same thing. Oh, here's the same segment again. Just haters. The hate was accumulating because he was experiencing too much love for too long and too much positivity. So when that happens, you've either got to bear through the hate or you got to fall back. I think maybe Drake gave him some advice like fall back, because Drake fell back for a while, like a year and a half, and now people are receiving the music again. And it's so jarring seeing people say like, nah, he just dropped better music now, when I was saying this when the songs dropped. No Face and Circadian Rhythm. I was saying Circadian Rhythm was one of the best songs of that year. That's a testament. I still say that. That is one of the best songs ever. And that was some of the songs that was made during the Iceman era. And people were clowning those 3 drops. They're like, man, this is trash. We're not trying, because they hated Drake during that time period. Same thing. No matter what Kai Cenat did after Mafiathon 3, they would have hated on him for it. So he fell back. And I think when he fell back, he got to experience life in a different way. He's like, well, how would my life be if I quit streaming and quit entertainment? This is something that I've been doing since he was like 10 years old. This guy's been making content since forever ago, since the moment that he could hold a camera. And he was making it with a camera, without many resources. So I think he experienced all that. He did the girlfriend thing. He did the relationship. He did the fine dining. He did the learning a new skill, which I think he is happy about, like the sewing thing. He did all of that and then realized, you know what? I actually really love streaming and entertaining and putting other people and giving them a platform to entertain and putting characters together to create great moments that make people smile. And now he's coming back to it with a renewed vigor and knowing that this is exactly what he wants to do. Versus some other people, they just get caught up in the stream. And I think Plague Max is suffering from this because he's a guy that's just go, go, go mode. So he hasn't been able to fall back. And it is scary to fall back because money goes down, everything goes down. Some people say you fell off, and then your fans, the ones that show you love, they're also waiting for you. They're like, damn, man, like we've been here for you this entire time. We've been watching, we've been subbed, and now you're leaving us behind because you're getting a bunch of hate. But when you're in the thick of it, into the thick of it, backyardigans, when you're in the thick of it, you don't know what you're missing out on the other side. Like, for example, if Plague Max just goes full music, and then just stays away from streaming. And that's why I think DDG had to go through those experiences. Like DDG, he tried, okay, let me quit YouTube, let me quit content and focus straight up just only on music. And then he did that. And then he came back to content. And he did this twice, I would say 2 times in total. And then now he's settled at, I'm going to stream and I'm going to make music and I'm going to do content because that's where I feel at my best. And now he's created this new lane for himself. But nobody else had paved it before because he's like the first one that's doing all of these things at such a high level. Don't tell me about no KSI, please. That guy's music is garbage. Gee, I feel insulted. Might as well just throw Rice Gum in there. Nah, Rice Gum's music is actually the worst of all time. I can't even try. KSI's probably got, he had that one joint with Lil Wayne. He wasn't too terrible on that. That's better than anything that Rice Gum has ever put out. But I don't think Kai Cenat quit for no reason. I think Kai Cenat quit to go, not find himself, but to go experience things and then come back and realize, you know, this is where I belong. It's kind of like in between albums. Some of the best albums come when an artist just goes off, does something else. We don't even know what the hell they're doing, but it doesn't involve their music career. And then they come back with a new vision. And that seems to be what we're getting with Kai Cenat right now. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Do you think he really just quit for no reason and then just came crawling back for God knows who knows why? I mean, there had to be planning being done during this entire time because you don't plan an event like Streamer University in a month or two. The whole last year, they had to be working on it. Oh, actually, I forgot to address this point earlier when he was talking to Stable Ronaldo, where he said he's got 300 unlisted videos. And he said, you know what? I realized some things are not for the world. They're just for me. And that's something that I think he learned with his girlfriend as well, because the world broke apart that relationship. And like I said, that girlfriend really, we don't know. Of course, she probably annoyed him. There was ups and downs to a degree, but she really held it down for him. He was gone for 30 days straight. Like the world had him for 30 days while she had to fall back, and she supported him through that. maybe she brought it up later while they were arguing, like, yeah, you left me for 30 days, this and that. But when he says there are certain things for himself, I think that's a valuable lesson to where now he knows to separate, like, hey, this is Kai and this is Kai the entertainer. And these things don't have to come together. I don't have to share everything that I'm doing. I don't have to share what I'm watching. I'll probably get more hate for it if I do. Like, he just wanted to share that he's an anime fan. Well, you know what you should do? Just create a brand new account, Kai Cenat, like Kevin Durant does, and don't glaze yourself, but just talk about these things in a community as like an anonymous guy. And you'll get that community feel without having to get any of the pushback and the judgment that comes with being who he is. So I think that's a valuable lesson he learned too, which is something that a lot of content creators, especially live streamers with the amount of time that they spend live, have a difficulty separating, which is what is me and only for me and what is for content and for other people to consume. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one.